Hello everyone, thanks for joining us today on this beautiful summer day in our Patrick Cadillac Model Clinic. Today we want to present or talk about the CT5, and remember these clinics take place the second Wednesday of every month, and the next one will be the XT4. But for right now we're going to focus on this CT5, which is one of the two sedans that Cadillac is producing at this time. As you might have noticed, the sedans are diminishing in numbers. You know, the factories are migrating towards sport utilities or crossovers, but don't worry, we got you covered, because with these two models, the CT4 and the CT5, you can personalize the vehicle exactly the way you want it. There are so many things you can do. For instance, it comes in two persons. This is the premium luxury, which is more oriented to elegance, you know, some more chrome as in the grille and around the windows, and then there's the sport version, which will have a black grille and black moldings, and of course a more aggressive appearance. Also, you have choices of engines in this particular car. You have the standard engine, which is a 2.0 twin turbo engine with 237 horsepower. But this CT5 is equipped with a 3.0 twin turbo engine that gives you a whopping 360 horsepower, and therefore, you know, it is a great choice for drivers, enthusiasts, you know, people that really enjoy or need more power. Very nice twin turbo engine. This engine is paired to a 10-speed transmission. So it is a wonderful, efficient, and exhilarating driving this car. You have, talking about the personalization, you can also choose 3 different sizes of wheels. These ones are 18s, but you can also go 19 or even 20, depending on the model. Now, one thing that you might here there are, you know, the few sedans that are out there, all of them are front-wheel drive, with exception of the Cadillac sedans. These are the only rear-wheel drives in the market. It's not amazing? And now, as you know, if you're a driving enthusiast, rear-wheel drive is the way to go when performance it's in order, because then you don't have the steering of the pulling of the steering or loose power for steering. See, you have all the power in the back. Now you will say, well, it's Chicago. What are we going to do in the winter? We've got you covered. This is an all-wheel drive model, and of course you can select the select all-wheel drive or front or rear-wheel drive. The space in this car is phenomenal. This is the biggest sedan that Cadillac's produced right now. It's the CT5, and because of its architecture, all the wheels are pushed to the corners, so it allows for 2 benefits: a bigger wheelbase, which will traduce in a better ride and more stability, but also interior space that is really comfortable. You know, see here how much legroom I have. Naturally, you'll enjoy the Bose stereo system. I was just listening to the music inside. Bose stereo system and Wi-Fi, so you can connect up to 7 devices. So that's fun too. The trunk space, we have 12 cubic feet of space, enough for 2 bags of golf clubs, and the seats fall forward. So if you need to carry bigger items, we got you covered. CT5 all-wheel drive. This slot design, it's a modern, very modern and efficient aerodynamic design. It makes the car quiet, but also very elegant and very distinctive. In the premium luxury, these little lines here are actually illuminated at night. When you unlock the car, it just looks beautiful. All these lights lit on, and then it is a nice way to know where the car is and where your handles are in case you don't find them, right? Speaking about the reasons why you would like to upgrade your car, even if you have an, 17, maybe 16 sedan, is that the technology is advancing at gigantic steps. For instance, this car in safety, they'll give you automatic braking. If a collision is imminent with another car, the car will brake for you, and even for a pedestrian will also brake. Now, I trust the system, but guess what? My friends at work don't want to help me try it out by stepping in front of the car. Go figure. But anyway, we trust the system, and the interior is something else. This is where really you can notice the advance in technology and comfort. Nice air conditioning. Of course, you have a charging station. You just put your phone there and notice how it starts charging immediately. You have a 12-inch display here that now is very easy to access, and you can access it more than one way. For instance, you can use these knobs right here. See? Just select what you want to hear. You can select this, which operates just as a joystick. It moves in all directions, and you can select what function you want. Or, of course, you can touch the screen, but personally, I don't like to smear my screen. You can also use these hard keys to go to the different functions. You can use these, like for the weather, the climate. And of course, you can use your controls on the steering wheel. But more important, your voice. This car with a new electronic architecture, it's more sensitive to your voice. It detects your words better. And even with my accent, it catches every word I say. So, it's very convenient. Of course, all Cadillacs come with Onstar, which is a super service. We could talk hours about Onstar and its benefits, but so you know that it has it, okay? It's a very safe system that will find your car, help you find your car. If you lose it, it will, in an emergency, you just need to press this button, or if, God forbid, you run into an accident, the car will inform the emergency services, so you're covered. And of course, home link transmitter. Now, one thing I would add to this car would be a sunroof. Even though I have to say, I never use mine, but I wouldn't probably buy a car without sunroof, but but it's nice to have it. This doesn't have it. This model, the premium luxury, is something that retails for about $52,000, $52,500 to be precise, but the model starts at $41,000. So as you know, as you can tell, you can choose different trim levels, different options. You might want just a practical car, or you want to have everything there is to have. The new shifting, it's very efficient. It's an electronic shifting to harness the 10-speed transmission, and you just need to press this button on the side, and it would allow you to use all this space around more efficiently. To park, you just press this P, and it will be in park. To select the all-wheel drive, you have a convenient button right here. My mode, that means you can customize everything. In my mode, you can customize the steering feeling, the brake feel, the engine sound to your liking. Tour is, of course, the normal driving mode. In a day like this, you're just cruising easily. You just go in tour mode. Of course, sport, there is when you can put it to the test. You want to get a little acceleration, put it in sport mode. You can also customize that, but it changes the output of the engine. It firms up the suspension, and also even the sound of the car changes with that. And of course, for winter, which is unfortunately seems like it's going to approach soon. We have you covered with the winter snow ice mode to drive. You can customize the displays right here, see what you want to see, what is that you prefer. You can have your phone information, your music, your navigation, or information on the car, such as fuel, fuel range, oil life, tire pressure, etc. Notice this little square there, it indicates the posted speed limit where you're driving. So unfortunately, you won't be able to use that as an excuse for speeding ticket, because you're going to see what was the posted speed limit. You have also the time, the temperature outside, and there's every bit of information you might need. You can, of course, have a steering wheel, heated steering wheel, and you have adaptive cruise control, which will keep the distance from the previous vehicle. You don't have to reset and brake. And if it's a car in front of you that's driving slower than your set speed limit, the car will keep the distance. And when the car moves or you move, then reassumes automatically. That's phenomenal. And if you want to drive it manually, you just do that. You know, we put it in M, and you'll be able to use these paddle shifts right here. And then you can upshift and downshift. We have memory for your seat. You can have two different drivers adjusting their mirrors, and in some models the steering wheel, and of course the seats, and of course an easy entry feature, which allows you to, for inside, to get into the car and exit the car without hitting your knees or without hitting your head, or, whatever the case may be. Some of these models have a folding system. As I said before, this is a car you can select as much or as few options as you want. We have heated and cooled seats, and they're programmable, so we can set it in the settings. So when you start the car, which by the way you can start from your phone also, then the seats will start cooling, and of course the whole climate control will kick in. My Cadillac app is very useful. You can find your car. If you don't remember where you park it, you just check in your My Cadillac app, and you'll see where you park it. You can see when what oil level you have, how much gas, how many miles, etc. I want to show you here something else. These safety-wise, for instance, if I'm driving, right? I'm driving. I have the parking now, and then accidentally I open the door. The car will shift automatically. That's a very nice feature. I mean, Cadillac is really on top of safety. And again, God forbid, a car in front of you brakes suddenly and you're distracted, which you shouldn't be. The car will brake for you and prevent for major damage. Storage space, which is very important. I mentioned before, it has a Wi-Fi, which you can connect 7 devices. It's phenomenal when you're traveling, because the signal is very strong, and you can use it even when the car is turned off and 50 feet around. So for a tailgate party or you're camping, you'll have Wi-Fi, which nowadays we cannot really live without. We also have your lane departure, which if you're veering off your lane, it will the seat will vibrate on the side that you're getting off your lane. So many things. When you're parking, if you're approaching an obstacle, the car will tell you too by vibrating the seat how close are you from something, and it could be backwards or forward. If you have any questions, I would love to take your questions. This car is, as you see, very sophisticated, and it has many things. Other options that you can get in this CT5, in the CT5, is, for instance, the new camera mirror, high definition mirror. So what you see is 300% more visibility with a high definition camera mounted in the back of the car. And that way you will see every little detail, even if the car is full of people or balloons, whatever it is that you have in the car, that will keep. This car is not equipped with that, but It's available. Also, heads-up display is available. And of course, sunroof, which will be a panoramic sunroof. Self-parking, or I don't want to say self-parking because in reality you still have to do the shifting, but it would be a parking assistance. Will find the space for you to park either parallel or perpendicular, and the only thing you need to do is just shift, and the car will do the maneuvering. So that is also very convenient. I'm going to turn the radio off because then the radio may be more interesting than what I'm saying. Anyway. See, here's Apple Carplay. That's very incredible because before this model, you would have to plug a cable in order to access your apps, either Android or Apple. Now you can do it without any cables, and of course you have access to most of your apps. Not all of them, because of course they don't want you to put your YouTube here and then get distracted while you're driving. But the more important ones. And of course, somebody calls you, you'll see who's calling you. You can see some of these cars actually, this one has an embedded navigation system. But if you decide to buy one without the navigation system, you'll still be able to benefit from like Google Maps or other apps that will guide you without need for paying for the navigation system. The auto stop, it's funny. I always get mixed reports on the auto stop. The auto stop is a function that turns the car off, the engine basically, when you're in an intersection or you're standing, the car is standing for some time. And what it does is turns the engine off, and some people get annoyed by that. Say, oh, I don't like that. Some people love it because of course they save gas, but also they contribute to the health of the environment. However, if you like it or you don't like it, you have a switch right here. So you can turn it off, and then you don't have to deal with it. And maybe if you learn to like it, then you just let it on automatically, right? So again, this comes with a home link transmitter. You don't have to have that obnoxious box to open your garage. You can program it to 3 doors or 2 doors and lights. Of course, you can touch up your makeup. And okay, I had to mention this. I had to mention the nice sound of this car. See, and of course, it will come with XM satellite radio. You can play, of course, your music from your devices. But let's see. Let's see if we can get some nice. Let's see, some nice music. Of course, everybody has different tastes, right? You can select sound modes, selected by these, like, okay, the kids in the back or somebody wants to hear something else, you just put your music for yourself. Equalizer. And of course, you can go to your program stations right here from the steering wheel. And even if you choose a different screen right here, it's context sensitive. So for instance, if you have your information here, let's just say air filter life or tire pressure, but you receive a phone call, you will momentarily see who's calling you. So you have the power to decide, well, I'll take this call, or no, you know what, don't bother me, I'll call later. Same thing if your favorite song comes in, they will briefly indicate you which song it is. So you can look really good. Wow, this guy really knows about music. XM satellite and Onstar are included. I mean, there's different packages, and at least with a new car, you have 2 years of some services with Onstar. And then, of course, you can buy bundle. The Wi-Fi, you have to pay for it. They will give you something like 5 gigabytes free, and then you will have to buy it. But the good thing is it's about $25 for unlimited bandwidth, and so you can also turn it off and on. So let's just say you're taking a trip, yay, just activate it, and then when you're done, deactivate it, and you don't have to pay for more. um, storage space, which, you know, sometimes we don't think about it, but it's important. We have here at the doors, we have something here for like your key or something else. Of course, we have a nice glove compartment. I have another carrier for the phone, but this won't charge the phone. This will. And you have you know, cup holders. Obviously, you know, who could live without cup holders? And in the back, you have space for 3 people or 2 people with the armrest down, which also has cup holders and bottle holders on the doors. Well, it's time to take any of your questions. I'll be happy to. If you have any, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Well, you know, I get a lot of questions about these numbers here. Well, what is that? Well, you know, this is actually the torque. It used to be expressed in pounds of torque. Now it's expressed in, they call it Newton meters, which is a combination of newtons and meters. So for instance, this car has 405 pounds of torque, but in Newton meters is a 550. So, you know, in a 4-cylinder engine, you will see here 350 as opposed to 550. So that's the torque right there. Any other questions, folks?
We have a question from Sean. Will the 2022 CT5 be similar or the same as the 2021 model?
Yeah, great question. This vehicle just came to the market in 2020, so there's no changes for at least 6, maybe even 7 years. What it is, there's going to be addition to the model, and the new addition is the CT5 Blackwing, which will have a engine so powerful. I don't even want to quote the power right now, but it's going to be, you know, a monster engine. Just say it that way. You know, it's really for a performance car. That's the only new addition. 22. Maybe they will have introduced 1 or 2 different colors and eliminate one color, but the model is the same because it's a new model. Just came to the market in 2020.
Let's take a look at the front again.
Well,
I don't think we have any more questions.
okay. Well, thanks for being with us today, and we'll see you in our next clinic.